director. Mrs. Northcott, what significance do you feel this film has in explaining the work being done at the Minneapolis Hearing Society with your...
This colorful film is a delight to us at the Minneapolis Hearing Society. It helps to explain very vividly the type of speech and auditory training work that we are giving our preschool youngsters. I think that we can prove to you that these deaf and hard of hearing children are interesting and mature adults. We feel that they will only be incidentally acoustically handicapped.
With our sincere thanks to the Wilkie Foundation, the donor of this film, the Minneapolis Hearing Society presents Susan's Wonderful Adventure.
For people who have the ability to hear, beautiful music is a source of never-ending pleasure. But to Susan, it means nothing, for Susan is deaf. To her, a radio is only a piece of cloth and a framework of wood. To Susan and to others who cannot hear, the loss of beautiful melodies is but one of many losses. In another home nearby is a hearing child, his mother and his aunt, who is a nurse. Suppose this mother had lost her hearing. Sad as that might be, that still is not the most serious problem of the deaf. Suppose the baby could not hear. There might be laughter and cooing now, but there would not be words. And without training, there would never be words, either understood or spoken.
If you and I had never heard sound, would we know what words are, what speech is? Of course not. Physically, we might be perfectly capable of speaking. Mentally, we might even be brilliant. But if we had never heard words, how could we speak words? If a child cannot hear words or say words, then how can he communicate? How can he learn? To him, the greatest means of learning does not exist. To him, it is a world of silence.
And so it is with you, Susan, in your world without words. At 3 years, except for a beautiful smile, expressive eyes, and pantomime, you communicate. The problem becomes even more serious when we realize that audible sound is for practically all of our daily communications. So our deaf child must learn to receive and give ideas. Knowledge accumulated in the past, information of the present, and the news are printed. Letters are typed or written. Therefore, a deaf child must learn to read. And to make replies or to further express himself, he must learn to write. Well, Susan, that's quite an assignment. You must learn all those things when you don't know what a word really is. Yet hundreds of people are doing it very successfully. If it were not pointed out, you might never know that these college students are deaf. The same is true of many others who happily go about their daily lives in the hearing world with graciousness, poise, and satisfaction. They've traveled a long, hard road. But they've traveled that road triumphantly. Hundreds have reached the heights of accomplishment in practically every line of endeavor. Yes, Susan, it's a hard road, but a wonderful road of adventure. A road of ever-expanding experiences. We could call it Susan's Wonderful Adventure. Of course, you don't remember Susan, but your parents started you early on that road with competent medical advice. In the doctor's office, they were given a simple demonstration.
As you see, there is no response at all. After a complete study and technical examination, I'm sorry to report that Susan has a profound loss of usable hearing. Now, folks, I know this is disappointing news, but not without hope. It is no longer primarily a medical problem, but one of education.
Well, Doctor, what should we do?
There are several things. First, I'm glad your attitude is correct. Always keep Susan's future in mind. And second, there are many proven things that you can do to prepare this child for a happy, useful life in a world with hearing people. That will be up to you. And there are many organizations to help you.
There were those precious days at home when Mother and Daddy looked after your development and adjustment. There were the preschool meetings where parents of deaf children exchanged ideas and discussed problems. You were always given something constructive to do to build your confidence. Clarke School, established 1867, a school with an international reputation for excellence and dedicated to the high purpose of preparing the deaf to live usefully and happily in the hearing world. And now Mother and Father must make another important decision. Where will you attend school? Here, with Clarke's several buildings on a beautiful campus, the freedom of the natural setting blends friendliness with tradition. Within these walls, John Clarke, Gardner Green Hubbard, Alexander Graham Bell, former President and Mrs. Calvin Coolidge made their contributions to the education of the deaf. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Phillips, this is an hour of decision. In the office of Dr. George Pratt, every phase of Susan's education is discussed. The decision must be right, for these young years are precious years. With this beginning class, Susan, you start your wonderful adventure. Here at Leonard House, a homey dwelling surrounded by lawns and playgrounds, you'll easily adjust to your new surroundings. For the next 2 years, you'll live here with your teachers and matron. There's lots of fun, and there will continue to be fun. And all the time you're learning every waking hour. But having fun sometimes makes a fellow dirty. And he has to get clean. This is one of the things you'll learn to do yourself. It's all part of growing up. And this is part of being thankful for God's bountiful blessings. In the classroom, you'll learn in groups and by individual instruction. The play continues, for you'll learn best while you're happy. Time for the headsets, kiddies. It's true that you do not have usable hearing, but with proper training, your residual hearing, the tiny amount you may have, may give you an awareness of sound. The microphone, the headsets, a powerful amplifier, and this sound-conditioned room are the devices that help you learn to use any tiny spark of hearing. And even though you can't understand a word, for some mysterious reason, you'll learn faster now, and a hearing aid will be beneficial later. Now it's time to play another game while you learn. You begin with common objects and learn the lip movements that go with them. And this is a flower. All of you learn by observation as you await your turns, for you too must read the lips and identify the objects. Show me a shoe. Show me an apple. To you, that is the movement of lips. Show me a flower. Each success is crowned with loving praise and encouragement. With that simple start, lip reading begins, and so does your vocabulary in terms of movements of the lips. In a short time, you're reading lips and matching an object with a picture. For in future learning, you'll use real things less and pictures more. Next, you match written words to pictures and lips. So you're taking the first tottering steps as you begin to read. A long process, isn't it, Susan? But that's the way each word must be bought. You've begun to assimilate ideas. You're reading lips and you're reading words. Let's have some action. Who wants to jump and run? All right, Richard, but everyone will have a turn. Jump.
Clap your hands. Bow. Walk. Run. Hop. Run.
Here's another game to improve the use of residual hearing. With full power amplification, Kenneth will attempt to hear the music and stand when it stops. Here's something more difficult. Show us with the little airplane or the horse whether the music is a waltz or a march. The correct approach and the technique in teaching the deaf can best be taught by actual experience. So each year, a group of students is trained by observation of and participation in classroom activities. And now, Susan, you must learn to speak words. First, a stream of air, then a vowel and consonant.
Fa. Fa. Pa. Pa. Fa. Fa. Oh, that's good. Ooh.
Difficulty with that one? Possibly the mirror can help.
Yes! Yes!
Yes, Susan, you must know words. You must receive them in terms of lip movements. You must express them in terms of sound. Those sounds you will never hear. And yet they must make words to the ears of hearing people. So one by one you must learn words. They must be your words. They must be the words of hearing people. You're only drawing now, but as the months go by, you'll learn to write. Letters and then words, and one by one they'll be integrated into your speech. The foundation of your future is being laid. 4 fundamentals must be well-grounded: lip reading, silent reading, speaking, and writing. Since you are well started on your road of adventure, let's look ahead at the other Susans and Sandras, the Richards and the Kenneths, for their adventure will be your adventure. The children of Yale House, in their 2nd year in school, enjoy an hour of entertainment. And the next morning it's back to school, but today some pupils will have hearing tests. So that the degree of deafness of every pupil will be known to his teachers, periodic scientific tests are charted on audiograms. Normal hearing is represented by this line. And this curve represents the total loss of serviceable hearing. This is Joe's audiogram. Quite often, deaf children have psychological problems. To a child psychologist, the way a child plays may be an indication of the solution to that problem. Continuing scientific research such as this kymograph that records breathing while speaking leads to basic discoveries and to long-range progress. And speaking of progress, these 2nd year pupils are writing letters home.
I got a letter from you Thursday. Glenna went home Friday afternoon. Show me Friday on the calendar.
Friday afternoon.
Right, Friday afternoon.
Third-year pupils are expanding their knowledge of the structure of sentences.
Miss Buchanan's friend has a parakeet. It can talk. Yes. Would you like to ask a question?
Yes, I know.
All right, you ask the question.
Say.
That's a good question, but we made a mistake. Remember, I said it can talk.
It say.
That's good. It can say good night, goodbye, come again.
And always there's the cultivation of the use of residual hearing. It's important that every child use any bit of hearing that he has.
Columbus found Indians in America. Some Indians lived in wigwams. A papoose is an Indian baby. An Indian mother carried her baby on her back. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Shut your eyes. A papoose is an Indian baby. All right, Louise.
A papoose is an Indian baby.
That's all right. Can you say is?
Is
All right. A papoose is an Indian baby.
a papoose is an Indian baby.
All right. Baby.
Baby.
That's good.
Middle school, and you're living in Gayworth Hall. Here, too, in this wholesome atmosphere, the development of personality and character continues. Middle school also brings its changes. Now you pass from teacher to teacher for different subjects, and in many ways, your world is bigger. In history, you learn the important events in the development of the country, and in all your classes, speech training is always important. Then there are field trips such as this by the Red Footbridge. The concept of teaching is to give you the experiences and then give you the words to express them. You learn of the river and the dam. And have you seen the mountain? And you learn that streams like this will be lines on a map that flow to the ocean. If there is one thing in middle school that's a specialty, it's thoroughness. And if there's one specialty of thoroughness, that's grammar.
Give the correct verb form for to teach. Third person, singular number, present progressive tense, negative, passive voice. Roddy.
Is not being taught.
Is not being taught. That's right, Roddy. Make a sentence using to go with to get. Second person, singular or plural number, past tense, interrogative, active voice. Joyce.
Did you go downtown Saturday to get your Valentine's?
Every device is used to bring you experiences. Experiences from the world around you that will give you vocabulary and understanding. Vocabulary you'll need as you daily come nearer to being a part of that hearing world. Cosmetics and upper school. The little girls are now becoming young ladies, such as you, Eleanor. Yes, Susan, as the years go by, you too will be putting on lipstick. And here's the place the young ladies develop poise and confidence. Almost a miracle, isn't it, that you who cannot hear should keep such perfect time to music. You're also learning things that will help you live a practical, satisfying, and happy life by developing your talents and giving you confidence. The boys are sampling vocational training or are laying the foundation for professional careers. And you all learn how to do by doing. There are sports to everyone's liking. You'll learn to play together, think together, and work together. And, of course, the studies go on with regularity. Your vocabulary increases as you read more books, and so does your appreciation of literature. You're becoming acquainted with authors and different styles of writing.
Which scene in the story did you like the best, Eleanor?
I like the back room for the big
I think you can speak better than that, Eleanor. Make it clearer.
I like the back room for the big
That's better.
Make it clearer. Let's face the situation. One of the sad experiences of the profoundly deaf is the lack of perfection in speech. But really, it's marvelous that there are words at all. Even the last of your senior year, there are speech difficulties that beset you.
Let's think about that word church, Eleanor. You said church instead of church. Let's think about the CH. Put your tongue up for a T, then say the SH at the same time you say the T, and make it short.
Try it. That's good. Try it again. Now let's put it back into the word. Church.
Church.
That's good. Try it again.
Church.
That's fine. That's fine.
Graduation time is drawing near, and that means more Stanford tests. Tests never trouble you, Eleanor, but there's something that does. On commencement day, when you tell of your plans for next year, when your parents are there, will your words be distinct and your voice pleasing? The class of graduating teachers is significantly typical. Its members are multi-denominational in religious faith and of several nations in citizenship. For teaching of the deaf is international in scope and part of the brotherhood of man. The program is filled with great moments. The remaining pupils of upper school, the pupils and teachers of middle school, and the parents and friends are vibrant with anticipation. To you, Susan, at the end of the first year, the significance is a little remote. But to you, Eleanor, each moment grows more tense.
To the parents of the graduates and to the graduates, we offer our sincere congratulations. The diplomas you are about to receive are symbolic of the successful completion of this part of your wonderful adventure. Think with me of scores of other graduates who are continually expanding that adventure. They are living happy and successful lives as an everyday part of the hearing world. I feel certain that you will find life just as wonderful and as worthwhile.
One after another, your classmates receive their diplomas and tell of next year's plans.
Congratulations, Jay.
Thank you.
What will you do next year?
I will attend high school in East Palmetto, Massachusetts in the fall.
Good luck, Jay.
It's a great day for Jay and a great day for his parents.
Mr. and Mrs. James Houston, will you please stand? Eleanor Rose Houston.
You say a little prayer, and quiet assurance fills your heart. You and your classmates here today are the products of patient hands who have guided you, loving hearts that have inspired you, and above all, your own desire to learn, your own determination to overcome every obstacle.
Congratulations, Eleanor.
Thank you.
What do you plan to do next year?
I plan to attend high school in Springfield, then prepare to become a veterinary technician.
Our very best wishes go with you.
Thank you. And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those